peace is our profession. We hope to do that by the manifest capability to make war.
It's not to be able to blow somebody else up, but it's to keep them from trying to blow us up.
This is just a job, and this is defending our country, you know, and I don't even question it. I think it's right.
I think the misconception that everybody has that to launch a missile you push a button.
It isn't a button.
No, it's just like cranking a car. You turn the key.
You jump in that airplane and you start the engines, and it makes you almost feel like a little kid. Hey, I can do this, and that guy next door can't do that.
There were two historic events in America last year. The first was the removal of the crook Richard Nixon. The second was something you will have almost certainly heard nothing about. For the first time since the beginning of the atomic age almost 30 years ago, the United States formally and quietly abandoned its policy of ultimate nuclear deterrent. In other words, the old game known in Washington as MAD, mutual assured destruction, is out. And a new, more insidious and more dangerous game is in. It is called counterforce. Counterforce means that the United States is now prepared not merely to deter its enemies by the threat of annihilation, but to actually wage a flexible, acceptable nuclear war. This means that for the first time, military thinkers in Washington are thinking the unthinkable, even the possible. What it also means is that the breakthrough in strategic arms limitations, as announced by President Ford and Mr. Kissinger on their recent return from Russia, is no more than a sham. Dr. Herbert York, one of the builders of the H-bomb and a former presidential advisor, says, "Counterforce is the most dangerous, foolish concept I've ever heard of." Democratic Senator Harold Hughes says, "Counterforce is no more than a fast gun in a new arms race. What the hell is going on?" He might well ask former President Nixon, who in his last desperate year finally agreed to give the generals in the Pentagon what other presidents had always refused them, a flexible strategy that would blur the distinction between conventional warfare and nuclear warfare and allow the president to use nuclear weapons in a so-called small war. This B-52 bomber crew, based in North Dakota, used to drop bombs on Vietnam